Hey, how's it going, folks? So, I don't know why I feel a little embarrassed in this chair. My place is kind of messy over here, but I'm working to kind of make it a little bit more tidy. I mean, there's no real infrastructure here except for, a room, and I got my stuff all laying out here and hanging up to dry and all that stuff. It's raining out. So, anyways, for some reason, I wanted to share with you just making this little kind of this will be a kind of small little countertop thingy, and obviously I could get more elaborate and stuff, but I don't know, I kind of wanted to just use some of the materials I had. There's a little bit of wood over there, so I just grabbed a couple, and I always really I'm in love with the idea of hanging and fabric furniture. I do have fabric furniture and stuff that is kind of hanging, suspended stuff. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking some of this, wrong direction, down here, taking some of this wood. I'm gonna make just tie it, basically just essentially tie it together, and then hang it up here, and let's see if see what happens. So wanted to show you a little bit of the before, and I just did a very small amount of cutting. Just cut these things here, and then these pieces of wood will set on top. And this is honestly, from a weight standpoint, way overkill. This is not really ideal this wood is much heavier and stronger than probably necessary, but we'll see what happens. And this rope is not that strong of rope, so I might have to reinforce it a couple times. But anyways, let me see what happens here, and then I'll show you what I come up with. All right, so I got it up. This is pretty cool. I got an iPhone, so I put the iPhone measuring thing on this just to check if it's pretty level. It's really, really, really close to it. When putting in a couple screws, I kind of wanted to avoid doing screws. I like just using lashings and stuff like that. It's kind of a little more my style, because you can reuse the material a lot better. But anyways, a couple screws is okay, because you can take them out, opposed to like nails, you can't. It's a lot more work. Anyways, totally stripped this screw, and also screwed it right into the floorboards down here on the ground. So, oops, but that's all right. And I think what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna actually take some more rope and like lash it up to there to provide a little more stability on it. So let me do that and show you what I come up with. Alrighty, so I want to show you a little bit. I don't think we've really talked much about making knots. A lot of my style with ropes and fabric requires some understanding of knots, so I just want to show you a little bit about that, because it's fun and such an incredibly useful system of understandings, because you can use knots metaphorically and in relationships, like if you're in a knot in a relationship. And as I was just thinking about it, what I was going to tell you about knots, what enables a knot is the concept, but the phenomena of friction. You can't have a knot if you have a frictionless thing, and almost nothing is. There's very few things that are frictionless. There's probably really nothing. Even air has friction when you push it around, which you can feel it then pushing over you. So that's probably like a whole topic we could explore at some point, but suffice it to say for a moment, I use a lot of this one type of a knot called a rolling hitch. And so we've got this all set up over here. I put one little stabilization over there, and I got this one. And so I'm going to show you a little bit. You can Google like exactly how to make a rolling hitch, but I just want to tell you a little bit about it. So essentially, the more that you wrap something around, the more surface area the rope is having with whatever you're tying to. It could be another rope, right? And so that provides more opportunity and more amount of friction available. Now, the ultimate idea in a knot is that it is pressure onto itself in some level. So once you roll it over a couple times, you roll it back over itself, and that's what kind of locks it in, right? And then you can do a few more on this side, but usually it's kind of difficult to do it over here. But then from there you can, so you got the one that's kind of over the top of it here. This one right here. And actually I might just do one there and start going over here a few more times. And I don't make this into a precise art necessarily, I just kind of play with it until it looks good and seems stable. And slide these underneath itself here, right? Oops, sorry. Slide that under there, and you can do that a few more times. This is looking really bad. I'm sorry. This is a one-handed. I'm in a knot with shooting this video and doing this. But let me see if I can do this one more time. Give me one more shot. We got that. But see, in this one, I'm wrapping it over. You got that, and wrap it crossing over itself. The more you get to cross it over itself, the more it's squeezing itself. So basically, as you have pressure, something pulling this, it will pull the rope back onto itself and, oops, sorry, and then tighten the knot itself. Okay, so let's go with that one more time. This is where most of the pressure is coming from, this rope, and this is not even a lot of pressure, right? So, or tension. So as you pull it though, you want to take some of the rope that will go over itself a bunch of times, and like here now, slide this one under here. And that would probably hold. That's not that great, I'll have to fix it, but just want to explain that concept of a lot of people don't understand or explore, like they just make a knot and they look it up, but they don't understand, they don't take the time to really understand why it's happening. I've spent like years thinking about knots. And it's such, for me, you know, maybe it's not something that you're into, but I just kind of wanted to put it out there because it's such a rich topic. And the reason that I like, you know, some people would be like, oh yeah, Julian, you could just buy one table from IKEA or something like that, and you know, that would be great or whatever. But I like using materials that provide some value for me to learn and craft my environment in such a way that it is continually of material that I am interested in learning and being affected by. And so knots and ropes and stuff like that is rich right now for me to learn about. And so anyways, that was a really botched job in explaining that knot thing. I apologize. We'll look at more knots and stuff like that. Ah, scary. Don't be scared. All right, let me finish doing some more of this and I'll show you more. All right, so I kind of got it to a stable point. I'm gonna keep developing this, but here's what I got. It's hanging, it's up, and I can sweep under it easily and put stuff on it. Now the idea that I'm kind of feeling really cool to add in is almost like a woven vertical utility space. Sounds like a workshop. Well, it's kind of like a workshop in my life, but where I'd be able to kind of attach and hang things in this space up here. And then also, like, here's an example of how I could continue developing it. This bottle here of olive oil, for example, you know, it's pretty stable. Like, I'm definitely pushing it, it's pretty stable, but it's kind of cool to have a little extra stability with some of these things. So you could slide tall things that might get bumped over in like kind of like a little woven area so that they won't fall over, which I think is cool. A little windy here sometimes, so that's that. And then I got kind of like some bulk backup stuff in here that I don't always go through, but it's kind of hanging out there. And I got a lot more space here. I don't know what I'm going to do with that quite yet, but I did, and in here, throw in, up here I threw in little screws around the edge to hang some other things. Let's see, like that. Bam! That's my rain fly. Put it over here a little bit more. Okay. Over here. lots of options. So, gotta keep tidying up. I just kind of like to keep things off the ground. I like to be able to fully sweep things out, so things can get a little dusty, so that's always a nice feature. So we'll see how it goes, this playing. Thanks for hanging out with me and checking it out, and we'll see how it keeps coming along. See you later, guys. Bye.